Hello, everyone. My name is Erica Marquez, and today I will be talking about pediatric traumatic brain injury. So, first, this is my table of contents. I will be talking a little bit about a description of the condition, the symptoms, as well as go over the modules from information and topics in which we've already learned about that will cover neuroimaging, cranial nerve involvement, cognition, and lastly, I will go over prevention. So first, what is pediatric TBI? Pediatric TBI is a non-degenerative acquired condition, and it can occur in many different ways, some being a jolt to the head, impact, where the child is hit by something, or an object going through the skull. So pediatric TBI can range in severity depending on where the lesion occurs and where the child is in their stages of development. So it can range from uncomplicated to severe, uncomplicated being no neuroimaging findings, complicated being where there are intracranial abnormalities such as bruising or a collection of blood in the brain. It can be moderate, where they have loss of consciousness and post-traumatic amnesia, where they're not able to remember, or a severe TBI, which is loss of consciousness for more than 24 hours. So, these are the major parts of the brain, and this condition is seen as a chronic disease because the symptoms that a child has right away may be even moderate, and they may have severe symptoms in the future as they are developing or even develop certain conditions. So some of the causes of pediatric TBI consist of falls. So about half our falls are due to fall. And this can be from maybe falling down the stairs, off bicycles. It can also be unintentional blunt trauma. So 20% are due to unintentional blunt trauma. And this can be caused by getting hit in the head with an object like a baseball or soccer ball. The number one cause of TBI-related death in children older than age 5 is motor vehicle accidents. And it is very unfortunate, but homicide is the number one cause of TBI-related death in children age 4 and younger. So moving on to the symptoms, they can range from the child not being able to or not playing how they usually would, not being as interested in things as they were previously. They may have balance issues. They may be more lethargic or cry more, and they may not be eating the same as they were previously, and their attention span may be different also. So moving on to module 1, which is neuroimaging. Something that we learned about in our course is MRIs, which are non-invasive forms of imaging. So an MRI can get 3D pictures of the brain, and this can be very helpful for this condition for early onset of findings in children. Module 2 covers cranial nerves. So some of the nerves that we've learned are sensory and others being motor. So injuries at the base of the skull can cause damage to cranial nerves. So this can be paralysis of facial muscles, loss of feeling on one or both sides of the face, loss of vision, hearing, and taste, and dizziness or ringing in the ear. So the first being loss of feeling, not loss of feeling, but not being able to move or paralysis of the face. This would be the facial nerve that's affected, and here we can see the movements of the facial nerves. The second being the trigeminal nerve. So this would be for sensory and for not feeling the sides of the face. So the next nerves would be, if they're affected, their vision is affected, it would be optic. If their taste is affected, it would be the glossopharyngeal, vagus, or facial nerve. And for hearing, it would be the vestibulocochlear nerve. Moving on to cognition, we did learn about cognition and how important it is in learning and storing information. So module 3, in a child with pediatric traumatic brain injury, their cognition may be affected if they're an infant a little bit later when they're a toddler or a little bit older. So attention is affected. It would be deficits in shifting attention between tasks, difficulty with selective attention, reduced attention span. When it comes to information processing, delayed responses, and memory and learning would be deficits in short-term memory. So they're not able to remember things that occurred just a little bit ago, and this would affect things that they learn, like the way in which they store information. So this would affect their new learning. And that's it. Thank you.